enter, you say, uh-oh. And then you kind of lost the slalom for a bit, and I think that's what made you suffer up at the top. Because you started second guessing just in the slalom, like you were pulling, like you were going forward, and then you started pulling back like midway, like, oh God, oh God, oh God, am I gonna make it, am I gonna make it?
Yeah.
So that's one of the things you're doing, and the verbalization is what keeps you forward from thinking about where you are, because you need to think about where you're going.
Okay.
All right? You kind of get that point of what the verbalization does for you?
Yeah.
I know it's hard to do, but it's one of those things that comes with practice. I still do it. I don't do it the whole course anymore, but I'll do it for certain sections. When they're coming up, I need to, like, if I need to set the front of the nose of the car, like, harder than normal, or carry a certain amount of speed, like, be confident with my throttle, I'll tell myself, like, okay, be easy, okay, now go.
Oh, okay.
So, like, stuff like that, where I'm just giving myself that mental reminder that I have to do these things or that it's not going to work out. Kind of get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So when do I give it up over here then?
So long as you're diligent with being on the back side of these cones, and you've come to the back side of here, basically it's going to be a quick break just right in here if you stayed on the back side. But if you're trying to accelerate all the way through and you've gotten late, it's going to be too late up here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you got to stick to the backside of all four of these cones now to make this work.
Okay.
And you'll be rewarded with some extra room if you are. If you're not backside here, you know, because this sucks.
Yeah.
All right?
I guess I hesitated because I know this is coming up.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to make it. I don't know if I can just tap and I'll make it.
If you are backside here, it's a very light brake.
Okay.
It's a very light brake, and then you tuck the nose, and then you start this slalom.
Okay.
It's about as simple as it can be if you stay on the backside. But if you get greedy in the slalom, you pay for it directly at that chute.
Okay.
Okay? All right. You got 3 runs. Talk yourself through that section because it'll stop you from being like abrupt on the throttle.
Okay.
What's going on? Because it wasn't quite
right.
right.
3 runs.
Otherwise, good stuff. Now, like what I saw here, it looked like you slowed down.
Yeah, that felt much better holding it at the top.
Yeah.
Trying to be more steady.
You felt that like one quick break, right?
Yeah.
Like one quick break, and then you could kind of tuck back in. And I didn't see your brake lights light back up for that secondary slalom.
At the top?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I did it a bit.
Just a hair, right?
Yeah.
It was real quick.
Yeah.
But it was right when you entered, or was it like the middle of it?
No, like after the second cone.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Like just lift. Like you really don't want to brake in a slalom.
Oh, okay.
Because that throws off the rhythm.
Okay.
Like, and it takes away that, like, the normal pendulum motion, like that you can get into while you're in a slalom. You're talking about the second slalom, the little slalom, not the big one. Yeah. Okay. Like the big one, you only braked at the very end.
Yeah.
And that was great.
Yeah, that one felt much better.
And the top one, I couldn't see that the brake lights lit up in the middle, but if you did, like, it's a no-no. Just lift off a little. Right?
But I have to brake for the turnaround, right?
No, that's not fast.
Oh, really?
No, just turn.
Shit. Okay.
Just turn and, like, if it starts to understeer, like, unwind the wheel and start throttling it. When you're up at the top, like, basically, you're doing your slalom. Whatever speed you exit with, like, just continue with that, like, that throttle position and just get a little bit extra turn. Like, as you turn, grab the bottom and grab a little bit more and then start to unwind and keep throttling.
Okay.
And it's going to net you a higher speed coming down the hill, so be ready, okay?
Okay.
All right, go for it. You got 2 runs left. Whenever you're ready, Remy. So I
I
saw
have to
you brake.
brake.
You don't have to brake.
I tried.
You didn't have to brake. You're just carrying a little bit too much speed right there. Just set your speed from the very beginning of the slalom, right? Like if you're,
Okay.
no, not for the secondary
Yeah,
slalom.
yeah.
All right. So if you're gonna brake, don't brake in the middle. Brake right at the beginning. All right.
Okay.
Right before you make that turn in, I'll accept one little brake light as you enter.
Okay.
Set that speed, and then maintain as you come around. And then as you come around that corner, start to unwind. Like feed it a little more. I saw you feed a little bit more, and you kind of pushed you out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, which it wasn't necessarily bad because you're unwinding the wheel, right? And you're still maintaining forward momentum. So as you're coming out, just keep that momentum going, but stabilize the car at the beginning of that slalom so you can carry what you need to through, and then just have that harder turn at the exit. Okay? Set the speed at the beginning to carry through. All right? Stay away from the brake. Got it? It'll work.
Okay.
You got it. 35.9 already. I know it's working.
I was going too fast. I tried.
You didn't break into that secondary slalom at all. That's why you were going so fast at the end. 'Cause you broke at the end. You never broke to get into it, to set the speed.
I thought I was braking almost all the way through.
No.
Okay.
Like I saw lights right where we normally do, right before the shoot. And then after that, it's like, oh, she didn't brake it. Yeah, she didn't have to brake in the middle of the slalom. Yep, there it is. Yep, then you pushed out super wide.
Yeah.
Because you tried to get back to the, like, as soon as you broke, what did you do with the throttle? Because it's the only reason it's going to push. You start over inputting.
Yeah.
Like you started trying, like, oh shit, I'm not going fast enough.
Yeah.
Like you can, remember I was talking about like modulation, like 10-20%. Like hold that 10-20%, and then as you see the car unwind, or start, as you see the car start to rotate, and you're unwinding the wheel, then you start to keep going.
Yeah.
Like we've touched on that before. Like Mark talked about like that imaginary strain between the steering wheel and your foot, right? Like all tied together. As you turn, you're on. And then as you come to straight, you go further and further on. Like you can't be like turn this and then do this. Like it's all one motion.
Well, I didn't get on super hard, but I don't know. I think because I was going too fast, it just kind of messed me up, and then
right.
So turning around was just off.
Are you grabbing enough of the extra wheel, or are you just like, or like, are you frantically like?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that was what I worked on in the first part. Was not
being so frantic on the wheel.
Yeah.
Okay. The only thing I can say is that you did not brake going into that secondary slalom. So you never set a speed. All you did was just keep on going.
I guess so. I tried to make sure that when I put my foot on the gas through the slalom,
Yeah.
I just put it there and I left it.
Because you're not a left foot braker, right?
No.
Yeah.
But when I put it there and I left it, and then I lifted,
Yeah.
I was like, wait, this is too fast. There's no way I can turn around
Yeah.
without pushing the brake. So,
I think you did it. Like I said, you probably just had too much throttle input into it. And like as you started, like as soon as you turn, like you do that extra turn, like you have to lift off a little bit. Like that's where you would have been partial throttle. Because you're probably going through that secondary slalom, probably like 50% throttle. But if you turn extra, remember you gotta come off the throttle a little bit, and then gradually go back down and go straight. Not a lot of braking to be had because it's so slow on that entry. And you find out it's gonna be worse in the afternoon. Well, first, worse. Just wait.
we're gonna go back the other way again, huh?